Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football and welcome back to Champions League action here on That's Football. We've got a great night for you tonight. I mean, I personally think it's a night for the purists because I am massively into the Bayern Munich Real Madrid game. We will have the Arsenal Sporting game for you as well, but that's the game that I'm more interested in tonight. So hope you're all doing very well. I have got my cup of tea. Mr. Pat, he says he's waiting for the kettle to boil. I was actually just getting a cup of tea there. So, yeah, very, very, very observant of you. But, yes, look, Arsenal Sporting probably will be boring, but we will keep you up to date with that, of course. But I think Bayern Munich against... And remember, the winner of this also gets to play the champions, PSG, who are a fantastic side as well. I mean, I'm hoping that Bayern do it. To be honest, yeah, that's what I'm hoping happens. But I guess we will see. I wonder what it is about when I start streaming, my TV suddenly decides not to work. I'm almost ready to give up. I've literally been watching TNT Sports for hours, and it's gone again. You can't currently watch as there's an issue with the... this is madness. We had this last night. I mean, this is actually starting to get spooky. Like, it's been on all night. And then I go live and it's gone again. I have got the Arsenal game, but that's not the game I want. I want the Real Madrid game. This is just mad. This is absolutely mad. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, this literally happened last night. I can't even speak. Oh, I tell you what, I'm not doing a stream again where I'm going between the telly and the screen again. I'm just not doing it. I won't even do the stream. I'm not even going to bother if this happens again. I can't believe it. Oh, it's back again now. I wonder if it's like having the door closed. We're back. Anyway, we're back. I do wonder if it's like the door being closed. Has anybody actually ever had this problem before where your mini box, because I've got my mini box in here and my main box in the kitchen. I just wonder whether it's the door. Yeah, like Toby says, close the door, you're letting the Wi-Fi out. It might well be something to do with that, you know. Anyway, we're back now at the moment, and I have got the Arsenal game on, so... Right, yes, I am featuring Real Madrid against Bayern Munich. Let's get the timer ready. How are you all doing? I'm good. I'm a bit croaky, actually. I've noticed it's been a bit croaky the last couple of days. I think I'm sort of bordering on a bit of a sore throat. It might be allergies. Katie Talks Rovers says, congratulations on your recent business news, Mark. Could you pass on some of that luck to Blackburn Rovers so we can get rid of the Venkies? Are they still there? Are they the people who work with chickens? I mean, they've been there for a long time. Love you, Mark, but why Bayern over Madrid? I like good football, basically. I like good football. Look, if Real Madrid get through this, then I'll be very impressed with them. Yumlin back in a Arsenal shirt. You know Yumlin, the captain of Sporting, he actually has got an Arsenal tattoo. Because Man United were looking at signing him, and we were discussing this on the United stand. He actually has got a tattoo of Arsenal. Invest in a Wi-Fi mesh, expensive but worth it. If this is Wi-Fi related, could not be, says Mr. Cameron. Thank you very much. I do need to sort this out because it is starting to take the piss. Right, player team news. I'm just about to do that for you. I think I definitely have got a bit of allergies because my nose is itchy. So we'll do Arsenal first. They are probably going to win this game. Their lineup is Raya, Mascara, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié, Zubamendi, Rice, Eze, Madueke, Gabriel, Gyökeres. Obviously, they're preparing for a big game at the Emirates as well on Sunday at the Etihad. Sporting are Silva, Eduardo, Diamonde, and Nacho, Araujo, Yumlin, Marita, Trincao, Catamo, Pote, and Suarez. Just in relation to Sporting, Kenda not starting. He's a good player that Chelsea are buying. I don't know whether he's had a good season, but he was doing well under Amrin. The Bayern game, you've got Neuer, Stanisic, Upamecano, Tar, Lema, Kimmich, Pavlovic, Gnabry, Elise, Diaz, Kane. Real Madrid, we got Lunin, Trent, Militao, Rudiger, Mendy, Valverde, Bellingham, Güler, Diaz, Vinicius Junior, Mbappe. I mean, that Real Madrid side looks strong. Sometimes I think this season Real Madrid don't look as strong. But why is Mbappe shaking his head here? Do we know? Anybody want to tell us why? Shaking his head. Katie Talks Rovers, thanks for your super chat, says, yes, Mark, we're still owned by the farmers, 15 years and counting, even 13 years since they last came to Ewood Park. It's long. It's long. I think it was because people were shouting and Mbappe didn't like it, and Madrid fans booed during the minute's silence. Fair play to Mbappe. Respect. Respect. What was the minute silent for? I was looking at something else. Ryan says he's just found out about your deal. That actually is very good, Ryan. You've got to be able to laugh at yourself. I mean, I did share the impersonation of me today on my Instagram, and it did make me laugh. You can't lose your comedy. Madueke's aura is insane, says Rajaf. Gonna cook in this game, says Rajaf. What's your top 10 centre midfielders in the Premier League ever, says Rajaf. Yeah, I'm not doing that now. But suffice to say, Kane, Gerrard, Scholes, Torre, Lampard. Oh my God. What have Bayern Munich just done here? What have they done here? What have you done, Bayern? They've conceded a goal. Playing out from the back, Neuer is out of his goal. And it's 1-0 Real Madrid and it's 2-2. They're in bloody dreamland. So basically this game, all the work Bayern did in Madrid is gone. They've literally just given it up. In the first minute of this game, they have literally just given it up. All that hard work out in Madrid, gone because of Neuer. Kimmich goes back to Neuer. He's out of his goal. He passes it straight to Güler, who just whacks it into a goal. Empty net. Shocking by Neuer. Brilliant finish by Güler to take it first time. He can't believe his luck. Look at the curl on that as well. Imagine if he'd missed. I mean, he hit that really well. Well, we've got a game on now. We've definitely got the right game on as well. Definitely. Jack says, if you haven't got it already, you should look at power over Ethernet or mesh setup in your house. Top tier stability. I'm hearing a lot about this mesh. Yeah. I'm hearing a lot about this mesh. Makes it interesting, says British Chippy. Yes, it does. And look, I mean, maybe, I wouldn't say, Peter says, can you lend me some money? Thank you, Peter. Greetings from Texas. Shout out to you and the followers, says Grand Prairie Cobra. Hope you're doing well as well. Look, we mustn't write Real Madrid off. we mustn't write Real Madrid off. I think Bayern Munich have been brilliant this season, but I have said this about Bayern Munich all season. From game one, obviously we have Bundesliga rights here, but from game one, Bundesliga have been brilliant. Bayern Munich have been brilliant. But how often does the team that starts the season brilliant finish the season brilliant? It's a long old season, isn't it? Nod says, Mesh is bullshit. I've got a PhD in IT and Mesh won't do anything in your region. I still think Bayern will win, though. You know what? In some ways, it might not be bad for Bayern because they've got to win the game now, haven't they? I sometimes think when you are behind, when you have a lead, look at Atletico Madrid last night. They were in the lead. It went to 2-2, and then they went and won it. Simon says, I've watched you every day since 2017, not only for your analysis, but mainly due to your integrity. So happy for you with the new developments. Thank you, pal. Really appreciate that. We await Bayern up, says Football Fan. Yes, but it's Real Madrid on the attack here. Don't worry, Arsenal are just knocking the ball around the back. Yeah, Bayern Munich should still win this. Go on, give it Elise. Give it to Elise. Why are you waiting so long? I don't know why he's waiting so long there. I went out because I thought I'd forgot this, and then I remembered it was next to me. Bayern into the box. Good play. Corner. Free says, commentators in the Bayern game are quite literally saying the same thing as Goldbridge. I really should go mainstream on commentary, shouldn't I? £328 million losses in 15 years for Blackburn Rovers. You're a man with business acumen, screams insanity, or the farmers avoiding the taxman. Yeah, I think some people go into football, though, and don't understand football. What does Bayern mean, says Marge? I don't know. I think it means football in German, but it doesn't. Corner. Goal, Bayern! Bayern Munich, 1-1. We've got 2 goals in 5 minutes here. Real Madrid scored inside the first minute, and Real Madrid have conceded inside the 6th minute. I think it goes straight in from the corner. It's back to 3-2. Well, it was never 3-2, but it's back to a 1-goal lead for Bayern. Goal Bayern, and 3-2 on aggregate, 1-1 on the night. And Real Madrid will be kicking themselves there because they get themselves back into it and then they go and concede. Goalkeeper guilty. Gets done on the front post. Yeah. Yeah, look, tactically, why have they not got a man on the front post? At this level, that just invites Kimmich to whip it in towards the goal. Keeper's at fault there. Keeper's at fault here. Really bad. Still 0-0 Arsenal Sporting. Boring. Boring game going on there. We've got a proper game going on here. Listen to Goldbridge. Listen to the football. That's Football Ultras. We said Real Madrid Bayern Munich was going to be a cracker. It was great in the first leg, and it's been brilliant in the second leg so far. How does it feel to be a media mogul billionaire, says LFC? I'm not a billionaire. When is the joint presser with you and Genev, says Numpty? What does Bayern mean, says Marge? We don't need an Arsenal Atletico semi-final. It'll be boring, says Pistol. Yeah, but we do want a PSG Bayern semi. Hannah's right. We have had 2 goalkeeping errors in 7 minutes. What's the referee doing here? Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm a manager in Baller League with the Gold Devils. Hi. But we had transfer deadline day for the last 24 hours. And when I took over my team, there was a week to go to the start of the season. We had no transfer window. So we had to get a load of players that had never played before. Fair play to them. So in the transfer window, we were sort of like, we'll be able to get a couple of players in. Oh, my God. I've spoken to so many players over the last 24 hours. And it's like pulling teeth. Like you have to get it's like a real transfer, isn't it? The player wants to come, you want them, but it's halfway through the season. We don't want to let the player go. Oh. But I brought a couple of players in. You'll be able to see them on Monday night. One of them's been described as the Jamaican Neymar by his previous club. So, I mean, I don't know if that's when he's injured or not. So the chat told me Bayern means Bavaria. I learn something new every day, says Marge. There we go. Rajaf says, bad night for keepers. 2 mistakes at both ends. Thank you very much. Please do share the video, by the way. We've got nearly 10,000 watching. Share, share, share. Get involved. This is the place to be on That's Football. Do they get paid to play in Baller League? They do, yeah. So we've had a great start here in Munich. It was 2-1 on the night. Neuer made a mistake. Gallagher pounced on it to put it into an empty net. And then 5 minutes later, a corner, keeper's in no man's land, and Pavlovic basically heads it in on the line. You know, it's probably going to go in anyway, wasn't it, from the corner? Rosin says you should recruit players with long hair to get people sent off. No, because I think the referees in Baller League are actually quite intelligent in the main. Georgie says, I hate Vinicius Jr. so much. Here's an either or for you. And it's to do with tonight's game. Either or. Vinny J. Or Elise. I like Vinicius Jr. I just don't think he's the player he was a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, he was probably my favourite player outside of Man United. I wouldn't say he is anymore. Who's your favourite player outside the club that you love? I would say my favourite player outside the club I love in world football at the moment is Declan Rice. No, it's not. I do really like Harry Kane now. Can I just shock you? I do like Harry Kane a lot. Never really rated him in an England shirt under Southgate. Never really watched a lot of him in a Spurs shirt. But at Bayern, I think it just suits him. Yeah, I do like Kane. I do like Elise as well. Yeah. Kvaratskhelia is a good player as well. Good call. Yamal's a good call. I don't watch enough of Osman, but I think that's a good call. I do like Dembele at PSG. I quite like a couple of Newcastle players, you know. I do like Bruno Guimaraes and Tonali. Why the change from a secret lab chair to Razor? Well observed, Jay. Because I'd had that secret lab chair for many years, and it lost a bit of stability, and I think it was hurting my lower back. Another good corner from BAYERN, and it's gone for a goal kick. You know what? I think that's a bit of a problem with football these days, though. We get loads. Have you ever thought about this? We get loads and loads of football, but we don't have loads and loads of heroes in football anymore. Like, I think back to when I was growing up, and when I say I was growing up, even in my 20s, you know, I'm talking about, you know, Pro Evo, 06, around that time. There was just so many players that, you know, away from United that I really liked and respected. Ronaldinho, Zidane, R9. I mean, these are all from different eras, I know. Loads from Italy. We've never had so much football. But I think that goes in hand with flair dying as well. There's not a lot of... There is flair in football, but there's not as much as there used to be. That's a nice ball into Diaz. And I tell you what, that's a good tackle. Is it just me, or are UEFA refs more consistent, says Tom? UEFA refereeing is a bit like the Bundesliga. So if you watch the Bundesliga with me, go! Oh, what a save. Oh, he's offside anyway. Bayern are pushing here. They're already in front. If you watch Bundesliga football, which we're live again on Friday night, the officiating is incredible. And the Champions League is the closest to it. God, 78% have gone with Elise over Vinicius Jr. That's not even close. That's a landslide. That's a landslide. Vibra says, I'm a United fan, but Drogba was class. I appreciated Drogba more after he'd retired, but I do respect him massively now. Same with Lampard, same with Terry. I think John Terry is up there with Vidic for me as the best centre-back in the Premier League era. I just like... I get that people might say Van Dijk or Vincent Kompany or Rio Ferdinand, maybe even Tony Adams, but the sort of centre-back I like, if I'm playing football or managing a team, John Terry and Vidic are just the centre-backs I want. They're what I want. Not bad ball players, but absolutely brilliant man markers, leaders. They'd run through a brick wall. Yeah, positional sense, superb. But I never liked Terry, Lampard and Drogba when they played. I only like them now afterwards. I've got another either or for you here. We've got Mbappe. Mbappe. I said bloody Mbappe. Kane or Mbappe. Nick P says, I actually like Cherky. I wanted to hate him, but he's a trickster with a wind-up mentality. Is something the game really misses these days. Yeah, I think if he wasn't in a Man City shirt, I'd probably... If Cherky played for Villa, I'd really like him. If he played for Newcastle, I'd really like him. It's the fact that he plays for City. I respect him, but... Good question, Nick. Who are you picking for the SPL? Hearts, Rangers or Celtic? Blake, I'd love Hearts to win the SPL. It would be so good for Scottish football. Not if you're a Rangers or Celtic fan, but it would be great for Scottish football because Celtic and Rangers have won the Scottish Premier League since 1066. But no, it would be great, but I don't think they will. I don't think they will. Kane never seems to be the furthest player forward. No, and that's why Southgate got it wrong, Robert. He used him as like a last man striker, and he's not that. Good space here for Sporting. Into the box, gets a shot off wide. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. We've got nearly 13,000 watching, so please click that share button. Get involved with That's Football. You're all very welcome. And also subscribe. We are on the road to 1.5 million, so get involved with That's Football. I've been in some conversations today about World Cup plans. That's starting to come together. We've listened to you, and our main focus is going to be on these types of watch-alongs again, that community vibe, yeah, we won't do every single match because some of them are shit. Yeah, plenty of World Cup action coming up. Might even have a World Cup career mode coming on my channel as well. Keep your eyes out for that. Keep your eyes open for that. Mbappe with a shot there. Harry Kane is beating Mbappe 62% to 38%. What are the watch-alongs for the weekend, Mark, says Sam. Yeah, so we got... Colby's going to be at England-Croatia in Dallas. I can't wait to see your World Cup rage. I am very engaged in the World Cup. I saw today that Panini's sticker book for the World Cup's coming out next week. I always get that. But no, I think England are going to win the World Cup. Under Southgate, I wanted England to win, but I didn't like Southgate. This is the first World Cup in years where I actually want England to win, and I actually like England. So I'm going to be very much... Yeah, it's so great to have England not managed by Southgate. You know when your team, whether it's your club or your country, you support them but you don't like the manager. It's a weird thing. You want to win but you don't like the manager. So this one, I like the manager and I want England to win, and we are going to win it. And you're all going to come back and say, to be fair, Goldbridge did say England would win the World Cup. I'm not going to say it's coming home. That's what stupid people say. Real Madrid are in! And it's good coverage, defending by Lema on Mbappe. He was in again. I think he was offside. Do you think Kane will return to the Premier League next season? He won't come back this summer, I don't think. You know what? If I was Kane, I wouldn't come back. I love the German culture. The crowds are great. He's scoring loads of goals. He probably can manage his season a lot better than he can in the Premier League. With all due respect, they play less games in the Bundesliga, and some of the games are, you can rest players. So it's probably great for him. He scores loads of goals. He's sharp for England. They're good in the Champions League. I think he'll do another year, yeah. What do you think about the World Cup song, says Marge? Not heard it. Not heard it. Who do you think will win, Celtic or Rangers, says Blake? I haven't looked at the table enough, but it'll be one of them. I'll tell you what, Sporting are having a bit of a go. They're on the break here. It's all about pace, but it's good recovery pace by Martinelli, who is quick. I'm a United fan, but Rossi at Roma was class. And don't forget Totti, Dale. Max says it's so obvious that Portugal are going to win the World Cup. I mean, it's not obvious at all. Who were your favourite players to watch while you were growing up, says Junk. I mean, I loved football. Jumpers for goalposts. I've actually introduced Seb to jumpers for goalpost. I think it's very important to play jumpers for goalpost if you have kids. So we have got the little goals, but I just do jumpers for goalpost with him because you can have that little argument about whether it was going in or not. But yeah, I used to do that myself. Or a couple of trees down the local park. There was always a couple of trees that were quite right. There was these 2 trees on my local park, and one of them, if you hit it, it was like hitting a genuine post. But there was these 2 trees at an angle, and we used to use them. It was absolutely perfect as a goal. I think the person who planted those trees years ago went, this would be great for a goal. But yeah, jumpers for goalpost. I used to play a lot of football, obviously. Players I loved growing up. I did like Lineker. We're talking about the late 80s when I was like, probably about 10. I did like Lineker. I loved Gascoigne. Brian Robson. I'm trying to think of like world stage players. Waddle. I really liked Chris Waddle. As a defender, I did like Stuart Pearce because he was so rough and he lived up the road from me. Used to drive around in his car. No, I didn't. Who else did I like? I mean, we're talking, we're not talking about me in my teens. We're talking about age between sort of 8 and 10 when I really got into football. I really did I liked England a lot. So yeah, it would have been Waddle, Lineker, Gascoigne, Robson. I liked Beardsley. I thought Beardsley was a very good player as well. I didn't mind John Barnes, but he played for Liverpool. That was the problem. But it was that my first introduction to the world stage was the World Cup in Italia '90. So I loved Baggio, who broke out in that World Cup, Roberto Baggio, Hullet, who I remember watching that. I was only about 8 when Van Basten scored that goal in the '88. England was shit in the '88 Euros, but Hullet, Van Basten, Rijkaard, I liked all them. I mean, that goal that Van Basten scored, they were incredible. England was shit in that tournament. Robson was okay. Kane, good block. Good block. Another corner to Real. I liked Romario in the '94 World Cup. I liked Leonardo until he did the elbow. Stoichkov. Didn't like... I mean, Lothar Matthäus was a good player, but I just didn't like Germany in the early '90s. It wasn't accepted in those days. I like them now. The world's changed a lot. I personally never had a problem with Germany, but I'm telling you now, in Italia '90, when they beat us on penalties, and remember, your grandparents were probably from a generation that had a different issue with Germany. You weren't... I remember actually in 1995, my mum bought me the green Germany kit. It was really nice. She bought it me because it was discounted in the catalogue. I went down the local co-op wearing it, and I got booed by the woman behind the counter. I mean, she was about 65, so then she'd have been born in 1940, but she booed me. Who do you think will win? Done that one. Thank you very much. King says that you like Lineker, Gazza and Waddle, but you hate Spurs. I don't hate Spurs. I don't know anybody that does hate Spurs. I don't know why you would hate Spurs. I've never hated Spurs. I think Spurs are the most inoffensive football club in the Premier League. I don't hate Spurs. Traditionally, Spurs were always a good team to watch. I think if they go down, it's harsh on their fans, but their club deserves it. But I wouldn't say I hate Spurs. I mean, nothing could be further from the truth. I don't think Spurs will go down anyway. Rivellino at my age, Brazilian magic, says Robert. Bit before my time. Thanks for your super chats anyway. 25 minutes gone here. It's end to end. I mean, Sporting have got a corner here and it's still only 1-0 on aggregate. It's 0-0 on the night. Obviously, Man City will be rubbing their hands at this. Arsenal having to play a big game ahead of their game on Sunday. Nothing happens with the corner. Corner to Bayern, though, here. Keep your eyes on this. Kimmich again. Keeper goes down. And another corner. Wanted a free kick. Congratulations, Mark, says the Hills. Have you ordered your yacht yet? And thoughts on Yulmland, Mark, says Joshua. I mean, I think he's a good player. I don't know whether he will end up in the Premier League. Silfa says Zico, Falcao, Tonino, Idar, Socrates, again before my time. I remember Careca in Italia '90. He was a striker. I think he played in Italy as well. Kizile says modern day number 9, a poacher or an all-round striker. I've always said this. R9 is probably the dream striker for me. Strong, quick, good in the air, hold up play, dribble, score with both feet, shot power. It's just a shame his career got cut short because I think R9 is the most complete striker I've ever seen. As you know, I'm not saying he's better than Messi or Ronaldo, but as a complete striker, absolutely incredible. And what he achieved in his career before the injury. I mean, I don't know how old R9 was when he got the injury, but as a striker, I don't think he had a... I get quite emotional about it, actually. I just don't think he had an equal. I remember that France '98 final, going down the local pub to watch it. I was about 20, and we were just waiting for it to start, and there was all this rumour that he'd had a fit. And I can't remember. You know what? I've never actually... I think he did, didn't he? But they still picked him. Cam says, do you remember World Cup 82? I'd have been 3 years of age, mate. I don't remember it at all. Thierry Henry was a good player, but he wasn't R9. I think he's the most complete striker I've ever seen. I don't think he has an equal. And I think it's a little bit like Van Basten. I think Van Basten was a bloody good striker who tragically career cut short by injury as well. Real Madrid have got a good free kick here. Galler's on it, and so is Trent. Adriano never got anywhere near what he should have been. Yeah, Liam Delap is in the equation with R9. He's in the conversation umpire. You just got to see where it's going to go. Let's see what happens with this free kick, because we've seen Trent score good goals before, but the camera's focusing on Galler. I think this is Trent. I think this is Trent territory. I do. Round the wall into the top corner. Oh, I don't believe it. What a goal! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! We don't need Trent taking it at all. It's an absolute worldie of a free kick by Galler. He's curled it round. Neuer knows where it's going. He just can't stop it. He just cannot stop it. An absolute worldie. I can't wait to see the replay. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Watch this. Here we go. Over the wall. Wow. I tell you what, it's not as good as I thought. I thought it was going to be right in the top corner, but I think Neuer... It's a good free kick, but... I think Neuer should save that. You know what? I think Neuer's starting position is bad. I think he's on his line, and he therefore can't get his hand movement. It's a brilliant free kick, but it's the keeper's just a little bit weird on that one for me. Scott says it wasn't even a penalty. Look, some people are saying, am I on drugs? That was unsavable. I just feel like that doesn't beat Donnarumma. What colour Bugatti are you going to buy, says LFC. Real Madrid's going to score in the 43rd minute, says Banana. Thoughts on... Yeah, Cam, I'm not just answering silly questions like this. I know you think you're being really clever, but I'm watching football. Do you remember World Cup 82? I don't remember that. Which club side had the most players in the Italia 90 England squad? Which club side had the most players in the Italia 90? I will know this question. Don't tell me. I will know this question, Viking Crypto. Which club side had the most players in the Italia 90 World Cup squad? I would... Well, you've got Shilton Derby and Mark Wright Derby. You've got Paul Parker Man United. Robson was in the squad Man United. You've got Terry Butcher. I can't remember where Terry Butcher played at that time. Probably Rangers. You've got Des Walker Forest. Stuart Pearce Forest. You've got John Barnes Liverpool. Peter Beardsley Liverpool. You've got Lineker, Spurs. You've got Waddle, probably Marseille at that point. You've got Gaza, Spurs. You've got Platt, who was probably Villa then. You've got a lot of people with 2. I'd have to go to the bench, wouldn't I? Can't think who else was in the squad. Who else would have been in that squad? John Barnes, Liverpool. Peter Beardsley, Liverpool. God. I don't know. McMahon was there, Liverpool. But if Steve Hodge was there, or Neil Webb was there, that would be Man United, Forest. Mark Haitley would be Rangers. I don't know whether he was there. Steve Bull, I might have been there, Wolves. Gary Stevens might have been there, and Trevor Steven, which would be Rangers. I feel like Rangers. I think it might be Rangers. Yeah, I think it might be Rangers. I don't know. That was an Anana save. Breadstick hand, says Nick P. I think he should have saved that. Viking Crypto Warrior. I got it. He said it's Woods, Butcher, Trevor Steven, Gary Stevens. Knowledge bridge. Love it. Anyway, what a game of football we've got here. 2-1 to Real Madrid on the night. 3-3 on aggregate. Neuer probably making mistakes on both. This is the type of football that the Premier League needs, says Multifred. I thought the first leg in Madrid was fantastic to watch, and I think the second leg's been the same. And the Premier League, you're right, is being put to shame again. What age are you considered a chuff monster, says Andren. I think for me, a chuff monster is not about your age. I don't think it's about your age. I could be called a chuff monster if I said Sir Bobby Charlton was better than Pele. Because people who were alive then would go, you weren't even there to witness it. So I would be a chuff monster. But the definition of a chuff monster for me is people that were clearly not old enough to watch Roy Keane, but say he's better than Rodri's better than him. It basically means you weren't alive to back up your opinion, you know? How do Arsenal fans watch this week in, week out, says Danny. Well, we're fortunate. We've got Arsenal on there, but we're not really watching it because we're watching a better game. I've heard a lot of Arsenal fans use the internet to catch up on their Netflix series. So they'll be sat at the Emirates watching Arsenal there, but they'll have their phone here watching the latest episode of Breaking Bad or whatever. So it's like football as a backdrop, basically. Ten Squad says, you do realise recordings exist. I do, mate, but I'm telling you now, there's absolutely no way that somebody that wasn't old enough to watch Roy Keane play has spent 2 years of their life watching Roy Keane games for 90 minutes so that they can analyse him against Rodri. You're talking out your arse. You can't analyse a career on YouTube hit clips. At some point, you've got to respect people who lived it. I can't tell you enough about Socrates or Paolo Rossi or, you know, a player that played when I didn't play. But I can tell, that's why I can do the Italian 90 England squad, because I was a kid. I remember it. Some people are just obsessed with knowledge and being right, but if you haven't got the evidence, you've got to bow down to the people that have. You can't watch a career on YouTube. And also, even if you did watch, days and days of players' 90-minute matches, I doubt they're all there anyway. But also, you've got to live in the time, haven't you? You know, the context is key. In 30 years' time, someone might watch Rodri, but they might be watching a game where Man City are 20 points clear and they're playing a weakened Wigan team. You just don't know the context, do you? Who's the best right-back in Premier League history, says Peter. Well, it's obviously Gary Neville. I mean, no hesitation. Next question. The helpful guy says, please do live streams until you're at least 90. There'll be an AI bridge doing it then. Be able to think for himself. He'd just go, get in, Pratt, get in, get in. Oh, he's bloody missed it. Good shot. He wants a handball. Bayern wants a handball. Referee's saying no. Wasn't loads of an appeal. Diaz. Kane. Lovely feet by Kane. Lema. Diaz. Remember, this is 3-3 at the moment. So, Bayern are not through. What a game. What a game. If Arsenal played the final against Madrid, who would you want to win? It depends who's won the league. Kane, score, mate! Get in! Harry Kane! It's Kane! Harry Kane! It's Harry Kane! What a goal! I really wanted him to score then, didn't I? I really did want him to score. Harry Kane. What a game. 2-2 on aggregate. You felt that it was coming. Kane. He's done it. What a game. I don't think it's over for Real Madrid. I really don't. I just think it's an absolutely incredible game. 4 goals in the first 40 minutes between 2 European heavyweights here. And we are being treated. I tell you what, we very rarely on That's Football have gone away from the English team. But we called it when the draw came out. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich is the game of the round. And clap yourself on the back, or even pat yourself on the back if you're enthralled by this game. Because that just shows you're a football purist. That, you know, you don't really care about the Premier League team because you want to watch a good game of football. Lovely finish by Kane as well. Oh, he's so bloody good. We're gonna win the World Cup. Kane could win the Ballon d'Or as well. He could. If Arsenal, thank you very much. Kane is inevitable. Congratulations, says Limsky. Thank you. Who would I want to win if it was Arsenal against Real Madrid? Probably Real Madrid. Tom says, congratulations on the news yesterday. Would definitely love to see you do a WrestleMania watch-along sometime. Would be a right laugh. It was at the weekend, wasn't it? Because I saw Seb was watching my Netflix the other day. It's just never in doubt with Kane. What a player, says Robert McCormack. Tell you what, I'm so proud of this watch along tonight. We're heading towards 17,000 people watching. Make sure you share the video. Real Madrid are on the attack here, but the cross goes across the 6-yard box and Bayern Munich bring away. We've got nearly 17,000 people watching this, and it's not for Arsenal. It's for a Bayern Munich Real Madrid game on That's Football. We've got nearly 17,000 people watching because they want to watch good football. That's what we set this off in motion for all those years ago. Football fans watching good football together. It's an absolutely brilliant game. That better not be Harry Kane injured. Militao. Just while he gets up. You know, last night I was humming a tune which I absolutely love. It's Caribbean Blue by Enya. 3 minutes of a musical masterpiece, right? Anyway. I was telling people about this film I'd watched called Dracula, which came out in 2025. It's well worth a watch. But if you want to watch the film, type in Caribbean Blue on YouTube and click Caribbean Blue Dracula. And basically it's the music to clips from the film. So it works really well as like a trailer, even though it's not the official trailer. Vinicius Jr.'s just hit the bar. End to end here. Anyway, this afternoon, I wanted to listen to the song, so I typed in Caribbean Blue, Dracula. I went in to listen to the song. I looked at the most recent comments, and there was about 10 saying, who's here because of Goldbridge, and that's football. And I thought, the power of the internet. I was really proud, because I thought, I've mentioned a song, and some of you have gone and listened to it, which means you get to share the joy I get of listening to that song. And I would recommend watching the film as well. Anyway, I was just digressing there while Kane was down injured. But who got the... Jay says, meanwhile, Arsenal... Sorry, Din says, meanwhile, Arsenal are boring as shit. Yeah, I do worry about Arsenal on Sunday. Sporting. Oh, is he at the post? Sporting have just hit the post. I mean, to be fair, if Arsenal win this game 1-0, under no circumstances could you say that Sporting didn't do well. Mbappe! Oh my God. 3-2 on aggregate. 4-4 on the night. Unbelievable game of football here. I mean, I say Bayern Munich are going to win this tournament, but honestly, I'm not so sure they are. This match is incredible. 5 goals in the first half. It's incredible. This standard and pace of football is putting the Premier League to shame. I mean, people are saying, was there a foul in the build-up? I think that would be very harsh to go back to that. Good play by Vinny. Into Mbappe. He's never going to miss from there, is he? I really wouldn't like to say who's going to win. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Viking Crypto Warrior says, I'm sorry I said some negative comments yesterday. On reflection, you deserve the success. Just don't change. Mate, I understand people's trepidation and fear. But as I said, you will see in the fullness of time that nothing's actually going to change and everything's going to get better. Who do I want to win? Bayern. But not because I dislike Real Madrid. I don't dislike Real Madrid. If Real Madrid win, fair play. I mean, ultimately, I'd rather watch a game like this than watch Bayern Munich be 4-0 up. This is a great game, says Oliver. Share the video. Let's see if we can get to 20k, because I'd love that for a game that's got nothing to do with the Premier League club. It just shows the hunger for good football. Jacob says, have you noticed how little the referee is blowing the whistle? Exactly. Let the game flow. I mean, what did you think about Harry Maguire getting a game ban for calling the referee a fucking joke? I think that's a joke. I think what we've seen here is that Bayern's defence is vulnerable. They're a brilliant team, and normally what happens is that they can go toe-to-toe with people and outscore them. But tonight, and maybe if they get through against PSG, I mean, PSG Real Madrid will be a bloody good game as well. I'm not going to say it won't be. Malpa says, I hope Bayern wins and Harry lifts big ears. Stuart Young says, the contrast in these two games is wild. I mean, I've barely looked at the Arsenal game. It is 0-0 at half-time. This is the best watch-along, Mark, says JBS. Vinny says, congratulations, you're worth every penny and best wishes to you for the next phase of your journey. Well, we'll be on it together, mate. Thanks for being on it. Oliver says, what a game. And imagine if the away goals rule existed, says Hash. Well, I'm glad it doesn't. I don't think we need it. But it's end to end. It's flow, flow, flow. 2 minutes added on. And credit to Real Madrid. I mean, look, credit to Bayern for winning 2-1 in Madrid. But, you know, it's 4-4 on aggregate, which means Madrid are winning in Munich. And as we said, you never write off Real Madrid in Europe. You just can't. I've seen them win Champions League when they're not even that good, but they just turn up. They just have an amazing ability to fire themselves. I mean, they're not top of La Liga and they won't win La Liga. But when it comes to the Champions League, they're just incredible. I could watch football like this for hours. You support your team and you stick with your team and you've got no control about whether you're going to be entertained or not. But you seek out. This is a love for football, this game. These are the games you seek out to watch. Whoever wins Bayern plays PSG. What a semi-final that would be. Shows how bad the Premier League has been this year, says the General. Yeah. I mean, whoever gets through, I'm massively... I mean, Arsenal Atletico Madrid as a Champions League semi-final is not the most compelling. Fair play to Atletico Madrid for getting through, but it's not. And that is half-time, and I will applaud them off because that's been an absolutely incredible half. Absolutely superb. Loved that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, everybody's welcome on That's Football. We are only 100 subscribers away from 468,000. Get involved with That's Football. I'll tell you what games we're doing at the weekend in a minute, but I just want to say what a half of football that is. And it would be remiss of me not to... Well, I've got the Premier League table on the screen. Didn't know we had that going on. Apologies for that. That's completely irrelevant and we don't need it. But what I can do is show you the stats at half-time because that's something I do want to look at. Take that. So yeah, as you can see, 66% possession for Bayern. But when it comes to shots, 10-8, 10-5. But I mean, look, to be fair, Bayern have been on top, and you would expect that in Munich. But Real Madrid have been very good on the break. Bayern Munich are the better team statistically and probably on the eye test as well. But Real Madrid have been a threat. And I think that gives them a chance in this game. Definitely. What a half of football. We've got nearly 18,000 people watching as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Who's winning this game? Who is winning this game? I think it'll be Bayern. However, I just think Real Madrid are in the mood. They are in the mood at the moment. And fair play. All started off with a mad mistake by Neuer, didn't it, in the first 40 seconds. But then they get themselves back in charge. I do think look, I want to see the free kick again because it's a bloody good free kick, but I think Neuer could save it. And Neuer had immense pundits. Neuer had incredible plaudits last week. He made some big saves in Madrid, but I think tonight, you know, he definitely made a mistake on the first goal. We can't do anything on the third goal, but I think with the free kick, I'm not saying it wasn't a good free kick because it was, but I do think he might have made a better save. A different goalkeeper might have made a better save there. But we're in for an incredible treat. Don't go anywhere second half because it's going to be a fascinating game in the second half. Let's have a look at what people are saying in the chat. What's your World Cup schedule? A little bit early for that, but I think in the first week we've got about 12 watch-alongs, and I think a couple of them at 2 o'clock. I'm definitely going to do some of the 2 o'clock in the mornings. I mean, I'm not going to do crap ones, but I do want to get into the World Cup experience and do a couple at 2 o'clock in the morning. Even if there's only 500 watching, you know, I do want to do that. Why did Company get a yellow, says Anshul? I didn't see that. The Electric War with a super chat, thank you very much. Man United in for Mbappe. Mbappe, says J2 Goated. Slow Sports News has been a member for 4 months. Thanks for getting your badge in. Do you think football would be better if the pitch was like 10% smaller? Trim the yard to make the football look better, says Marge. No, I just think that football's better when it's played like that. When referees let the game flow and teams increase the tempo. If an alien came from space and asked what football is, you'd show them that half of football, says Lee. Oh, that gave me goosebumps. Absolutely brilliant. Gareth Bale writes, Madrid prioritises the Champions League, says the 1, 2, 3. There is something about Real Madrid in the Champions League, absolutely. 43rd minute goal complete, says Banana, fair play. Appreciate that as well. Thoughts on a repeat of 2015 and 16 finals, says Juan Hurt. Is that Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid? It's possible. It's possible. I think Arsenal... there was always this anticipation that based on Arsenal finishing top of the Champions League stage, that they had a relatively straightforward path to the semis. But I think in the semi-final, Arsenal Atletico Madrid will be tough. It might not be a good watch, but it will be tough. Mr. Kobayashi says, if you ever come to Chicago, let me show you around. I have the best taste in bars and restaurant. Everyone else is inferior. That sounds great to me because I want to go to Chicago. Kane wins Champions League and Spurs go down would be cinema, says Reese. Mark means goal in Icelandic. Have fun with that. Oh, I tell you what, I bet that's great. Charles says, I hope Bayern wins. They're in good form. Also want to see the Madrid and Barca fans troll each other on socials. If Bayern wins, they have a good chance, says Charles. Weekend fixtures, by the way, watch-alongs, sorry. So Premier League predictions is back with me and Robbie on Friday morning. I think it was a good week for me. Remember, I had a 1-point gap. I think I had a good week. I need to start opening up a bit of a gap because, you know, Robbie, he does get lucky. But Saturday, the games are a bit crap on Saturday, actually. I've sort of forgotten. Yeah. Meow. Don't know why I did that. So Friday night, we're live with Bundesliga football as well. We've got live exclusive game footage. If you're not aware of That's Football, on a Friday night, we have an exclusive game footage of the Bundesliga Friday night game. So you get me in the top corner in the actual game here on Friday night at 7:30 every Friday. Saturday, back on the watch-alongs. I'm not doing Brentford Fulham at 12:30. Leeds, Wolves, Newcastle, Bournemouth at 3 o'clock, not doing them. Spurs, Brighton at 5:30, I'll do that. Relegation. Brighton are going for Europe as well. And then United stand at 8 o'clock. Chelsea, Man United's a big game. Martinez currently suspended for a hair pull. And Maguire now suspended as well. And then Sunday, we're live at 2 o'clock, Everton against Liverpool, and then we stay live for Man City against Arsenal. So big weekend of football here on That's Football. We got you covered for that. Just having a look. What's going on? That's fine. Okay. Live chat's back. Do you think Man United should go for Konrad Laimer? I think if we'd kept Ranić, he already would be a Man United player. Yeah. Ref had an absolute howler on the third goal. How was he not given the foul by Rudiger on Kimmich? VAR can't do it, but the referee has to see that, says Moses. Yeah, well, we're going to see the free kick here. So I know exactly what you're talking about, Moses. They're just showing the equaliser from Bayern at 1-1. You know what, Mark? This would have been one of the best finals ever. Also, check your DMs. I will. You know what? I find DMs on Twitter really hard to check now. Yeah, I think Neuer, I don't know whether that's an age thing. I think he has to get that. I do. I think he's got to get that. I don't think he dives because I think he thinks he can claw it out. I don't think that goal is as good as... It's a good goal, but I don't think it's as great as people think it is. I think he could dive for that, but he doesn't because I think he thinks he's going to claw it out. So I think he should save that. Great free kick. You put it in an area and the keeper's got to do the work. But I think Neuer should save that. I really do. Kane learns everything from Berbatov, Defoe and Keane, says Seeking. And Arsenal is so boring. How are they on the top? Says Jay. But well, they might not be in about a week's time. Next Real Madrid goal is coming at around minute 81. Bananas on a worldie is. He's picking the minutes that Real Madrid are going to score. Charles says, I hope Bayern win. They're in good form. Also want to see the Madrid and Barca. Done that one, haven't I? Yeah. Will you do Leeds against Tottenham? Itty says, you wrote it's a worldie on X. Yeah, but that's because I'd seen the bloody replay. Bit of context, please. You know, on first viewing, it looked incredible. On second viewing, it didn't. If Arsenal win nothing and get rid of Arteta, do you reckon he'll go to City if Pep leaves? No, because City want to win things. They wouldn't take Arteta, would they? What's this? Cyberposer says, say Garnacho is good for a £100 donation. No. Wonder if Bayern will go for Le Mans. Neuer is his idol, so he might want the move. Bit early, George. Yeah, we'll be keeping Le Mans for a while. Slime says, are Walker's chips any good? I think he means crisps, but in America, chips means crisps. Walker's crisps are all right. I like cheese and onion Walker's, and I like prawn cocktail Walker's, but my crisp of choice at the moment is these lentil crisps, barbecue lentil crisps. I just really like them. Not even for health reasons, I just like them. Or McCoy's. McCoy's, the ridged ones. What's your opinion on Galer? Says Ghouls. Good. Maybe a player to watch in the World Cup. I think Turkey are an interesting team to watch in the World Cup. Where are the days of United playing at this intensity, says one and only. Yeah, we used to in the 90s. Tato crisps are Irish, Rachel. The best Irish crisps are Hunky Dory's Buffalo flavour. Oh, I used to love them. When I lived in Ireland, I used to love them. And I used to talk to no, I didn't, because I can't even do it. Calling it Arteta out and he's going to United, says Zuta. Never going to happen. Would you eat lentil soup exclusively for 6 months if that meant Man United won the league and the Champions League? I'll do it, Marge. I'll do it. Elvis says Turkey cannot win the World Cup. Never said they would. Slime says he keeps getting Walker's chips ads. Don't know why that is. What do I think about Livramento, says Easy. Good. Good. Chorizo flavoured crisps. I had chorizo and chicken tonight in pasta. I mean, I do like chorizo, but you can't eat it too regularly. It is quite a... look at that. Look at that. Look at that. 5 goals in a first half. I mean, this is easy. This is easy. I mean, it's always good fun with a live chat anyway, but when you're watching a game like that, it's not, it's not hard, is it? It really isn't. It's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. One of the best games I've watched this season, actually. Have a stretch, Mark. Yeah, I used to do that a lot more than I actually do. Yeah, I don't stretch enough as I used to. Although my back, it's weird. Like, remember at the start, like I'd say first to, from about mid-January to end of March, my back's really been bad. And then for the last 2 weeks, it's been better than it has been in ages. It's weird. And I've not done anything. I've literally not done anything that changes it. I don't know. Back pain's weird. You can have a bad couple of months and then it can be absolutely fine. Is the Bundesliga live footage for members only? No, it is actually. You do raise a good point. Bundesliga every Friday night, 7:30. They're always good games. They're always like this. Fast flowing, really enjoyable. But it is UK Ireland only because obviously we don't have global rights for Bundesliga. Did you see Leeds posted you being wrong? Says Benji. Yeah, these little clubs do tend to do this a lot. And look, as I've always said, I'm always open to helping smaller influencers. So, Brentford did it not that long ago. There's another club that did it as well. I think Burnley have done it. And now Leeds. So I don't mind my content being shared to help out smaller influencers. So, yeah. See a chiropractor, it will change your life, says Ex-Gunner. I probably should do that. Do you think they will consider giving global rights next season? I don't know. I mean, look, they've got to make money. They've got to make money. I don't know whether... I would like to do Bundesliga next season. It's been an incredible experiment, and hopefully more of these things will happen. I know the Saudi League has given rights to a certain media channel, and most times they have about 10 people watching. So I think there is still that naivety there that it's about giving it to the right people. And I think when we're getting 3,000 people watching Bundesliga Friday night games, that's incredible. But, some people are getting Saudi games with Ronaldo playing and getting about 50 because they don't know what they're doing. Why do you think Arsenal are having trouble scoring at home? You would think they would want to win and put this game to bed. Thoughts, says Ryle. They're just incredible. Arteta will not change his tactics. He's just still very pragmatic. The Arsenal game, if we were doing the Arsenal game as a watch-along, and I have got it on, we'd be talking about our favourite colour. Yeah. Bournemouth posted your Fulham commentary. Context, Sparky. Yeah, look, Man United beat Arsenal in January, and I did a video saying, great result for Man United, but Arsenal have got to start playing with more emotion. They've got to start playing more free. They haven't done it. They haven't done it. He's not going to change. And if he doesn't win the league, Arsenal fans have got every right to say, you need to go, mate. Because if he does win the league, it's fine. But it's defensive. And they're going to park the bus on Sunday as well, aren't they? And if Arsenal don't win the league because they park the bus, then they'll get loads and loads of stick for it, won't they? Oh, when I did goal Fulham versus Arsenal. I wish somebody had sent me that clip. I was very happy for Bournemouth that day. Alphonso Davies is coming on for Bayern. Good. We're not back up and running yet. Seems to be very long half times in the Champions League. Sporting just took a good shot. Raya was worried, but it did go wide. Robert says, howdy from America. If it's lower back pain, it's possible you have tight quads and hamstrings. A bit of stretching, strengthening will do wonders. Cheers, says Robert. Thank you, pal. I think sometimes it's about strengthening your core as well. The weather can play a part as well, says Kadon. Yeah, as it gets warmer. Good point. Seeking says, remember when you open a door, another often closes. I don't know what he's talking about there. If a tree falls down in a deserted forest, does anybody hear it? Does it make a noise? Right, we're about to start off in this fantastic game for the second half. Real Madrid against Bayern Munich here. Get on with it. Fucking hell. Why are we faking a goal kick? Oh my God, that's embarrassing. Was that Mbappe faking doing a kickoff? Come on. Do you think the Ekitike injury could potentially ruin his career, says Dalton? I think it's sad. I think it's really sad. I don't wish those types of injuries on any player. Well, actually, no, I don't. I don't care if they're a rival. I don't care whether they're, I don't care if it's Luis Suarez. I just think when it's an injury that keeps a professional footballer out for that long, I think it's sad. Why did he not hit that first time? Oh, God. Why did Diaz not hit that first time? I don't know why he took a touch. I thought that was going to be a goal for Bayern. Ashish says being low on vitamins can also cause back pain. Oh, I take a good multivitamin. I do. It won't be that. So 1-0 to Arsenal after 45 minutes and 3-2 to Real Madrid. But 4-4 on aggregate. Beige says, I told you Davies would change the game. I just hope he can get over his injury problems because he's a very talented player. Corner Bayern. Over the bar on the back post. Up Meccano. I still think Bayern will do it, but Real Madrid have got a chance. Yeah, I think Diaz should have hit that first time. Curl it into the bottom corner. Hello, sir. I know this is That's Football. Do you think there's a chance United might go for a back 3 or 5 against Chelsea? Says Mike. I'm not a big believer in changing your tactics for a game like that. I think if United were playing away to... I don't know, Bayern Munich in the Champions League and you don't have Maguire and Martinez, you might think about, look, let's keep it tight and be disciplined. But I don't think you need to do that against Chelsea. Nothing a good Pilates class in a leotard can't fix, says Denise. I'll post you the pictures. What's Mbappe moaning about now? Jason says, do you think Villa will get top 4? I don't think top 4 is even relevant, is it? It's top 5. Top 4 is not a thing at the moment. Has top 4 died in the Premier League? I can't imagine top 4 being relevant again, because with the coefficients, I think we'll get it every year. I was reading an article a couple of months ago, actually. I had to translate it. I think it was a German article, and they were basically saying that this extra 2 spots that are given to the Champions League's 2 best performing countries is basically just going to be the Premier League every year. So I would say that it'll be top 5 in the Champions League every year. Plus, I think with so many clubs in the Champions League, the Premier League predominantly looks like it's going to be very strong in the Europa League. So we're probably going to end up with 6 teams in the Champions League every year. Last of the Redskins 24 says, Mark, remember that story you told us about your sister's messing pet? Hilarious. Meow. Well, George. He did come back. Kenneth Cherney says Neuer is responsible if Bayern lose. But you know what? He was very good last week. Here's the best question of the night. What's your favourite dinosaur? Yeah. I don't know whether they teach you about dinosaurs now, but like planets and dinosaurs when I was growing up, you just knew. And capital cities. There was 3 things most people of my generation know. Dinosaurs, planets, and capital cities. I don't think they teach kids about it anymore. Kimmich. My favourite dinosaur, Triceratops. Always Triceratops. I don't know why. I just love Triceratops. He's the one with the 3 horns. Favourite planet? Saturn. Come on. As a creative, it's got to be Saturn. What's going on with that ring? I think Stegosaurus is boring. It's just like a bloody lizard with plates stuck on its back. Still 0-0 in the Arsenal game. I can't wait for Super Sunday where Arsenal are going to park the bus for about an hour, 90 minutes. Favourite capital city? Good one. Probably Canberra, because it was always the question that caught people out. What's the capital city of Australia? Sydney. No, you idiots. It's not. Melbourne. No, you bloody idiot. It's not. I mean, you know what? Canberra is the capital of Australia. I've never seen any pictures of it. Does it actually exist? Have we got any Australians in the chat? Is there anything about Canberra that's actually interesting? Because all I know is your capital city, but I don't know anything about it. I've never seen a bloody picture of it. I think it's a myth. You've been nice to City fans, says Orjita, because of this deal. No. Dipdo's being rude, combining planet names. Marge says dinosaurs have fell off. When scientists discovered they all had feathers, probably. Did they? Oh, chance for Arsenal there. Eze, good block. We've got 17,500 in the chat. Incredible. The game deserves it. It's been an incredible game. Although we haven't had any goals in the second half yet. What's the capital of Brazil? I know this. It's not Rio. Oh, what's the capital of Brazil? Is it like Brasilia or something like that? I'm a bloody genius. I'm a bloody genius. You can't... I'm like Ricky. You can't beat me on capital cities. Get in. Knowledge bridge. Hi, Mark. 8 ham and cheese sandwich. It was good, says Michael. I tell you what I like. I like a cheese and ham toasty. Capital of Azerbaijan. I'm gonna guess at Baku. Yeah, I don't know that one. Did you ever watch Power Rangers? I think it was a little bit after me, Speedy. Can you do Watchalong to Liga final? Says Alejandro. I do, tit. Real Madrid corner cleared away. Ryle says, how would you feel if Arteta came to Man United? You have to admit he's better than Carrick. Yeah, he wouldn't last 5 minutes though, would he? Great save, Neuer. What are Bayern doing at the back? Seriously. What are Bayern Munich doing at the back? That was a great chance. Come on, Elise. Put the burners on. 2v2. 2v1. That's a good ball. Harry Kane. Bad pass. It's starting to go now, this game. It's starting to go. Quiet first 10 minutes, but it is starting to move now. Alphonso Davies. What a game. What a game. So, technically so good from both teams as well. Press resistant, good passing. Like you said yesterday, Mark, never count Real out, says Anton. Oh, exactly. Capital of South Africa, and it's not Cape Town, says Xavier. I want to say Johannesburg, but I feel like give me a second or two. Pretoria, apparently. Chicken Chow Mein says, "Have I missed a game of how have I missed such a game out in soaking wet training in down south?" Do you have any ghost stories? I did tell a ghost story a couple of years ago. It was very good. I don't intend to do it now because we've got a great football game going on and it takes about 5 minutes. But Bayern still having all the possession. That's a terrible ball by Kimmich. Ashi, thank you very much for your super chat. He says that, Mark, congratulations on the deal. The negative comments are a mix of jealousy and worried you won't be your uncensored, authentic self. I've come to know and love, but I believe you'll be the same. Well, you're an intelligent person, Ashi. And any United player you think will be a good manager, says Kira. I mean, you'd like to predict Bruno, wouldn't you? Harry Maguire might not be bad. No nonsense. Bit of Deitch. What's the capital of India? Also, you should show us a video of your setup, says Satvik. Well, I will do one day. Capital of India, I feel like it's... Oh, God. I want to say New Delhi, but I don't think it is. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I should know that one. I feel I should know that one. It is New Delhi. Well done. Half an hour to go in captivating game. Not the Arsenal game. There is a player down injured in the Arsenal game. I mean, they won't want an injury ahead of Sunday. I take it Saka and Timber are out. Nicholas says, what's the capital of Canada? USA capital may as well be... Yeah, I'm not reading that. MSN, thank you very much. The best planet is obviously the closest planet with aliens who also play football for entertainment, says Marge. Just realised we could get extra time in one of these games. Didn't get extra time yesterday. Could get penalties. Feels like if we're going to get penalties in a game, this one. Looks like for Arsenal, Madueke is coming off injured. I don't know whether anybody knows when Saka and Timber are back. I'd like to know that. Madueke is coming off and Dowman's coming on. Here's Mbappe. Oh, he sends Tar, but the cross ends up going for a corner. TMC says, how do Madrid do this every time? It's crazy. Camavinga's coming on. Dylan says, will we get any goals in this half now? I mean, how many times does that happen, though? You get a load of goals in the first half and then the second half is a shutout. It does happen a lot. Neuer collects that corner. Andy says, Arsenal look burnt out now. They don't. They just look like a team who's trying to defend a lead. Next up, mate, is an interview with you and the owners. Call them Prats and walk out, says Rudolph the Red. Does the Arsenal pitch look dry, Mark? Sprinklers, says Evan Whelan. Nabry off, Musiala on. Question for the chat. Mackenzie Celtic says, here's a hard one. What used to be the capital of Scotland? Paris. So Musiala's on for Nabry. Camavinga's about to come on. I agree with you, the Busby way. The best way to defend a lead is to score more goals. Diaz coming off for Camavinga here. Sam says, will you be best man at my wedding? I would love to do it, but it'd be very difficult because I don't know you. So the best man chat would be boring and I'm just not willing to do that. It's an opportunity for banter. I feel bad for Sporting because to lose 1-0 over 2 legs would be very frustrating. Sporting want a penalty here for a push in the back from Mascara. Referee's given a corner. It always makes me laugh how they run around the ref because obviously VAR is going to take a look at this. I mean, that might get given. He wasn't going to get on the end of the header, though. I don't think it will. There's a push, but he wasn't going to get on the end of the header. Yeah, not been given. Yeah, not been given. We have 3 capitals in South Africa, Cape Town, Bloemfontein and Pretoria. Each represent a sector of the government. Much love from South Africa, says Zach. Thank you very much. Do you think ET's ever been to Earth over all the years? Says Sea King. And also, we've had a super chat here from Ray Carl Brown-Amore, who's a legend. He says, did you do flags in school in the 80s and 90s? When I was in school, they taught you every flag in the world. Yeah, I think we probably did, Ray, actually. I think we probably did do flags as well. Sreed says, please, Madrid win this. Lema brings it forward. They've done a good job on Elise so far. I don't think this will finish without a goal in this second half. Do you think it was a penalty? I'd be angry if it got given against my team, but if I was on the receiving end, I'd be screaming penalty. It's one of those, isn't it? Matthew says Trent's got to be in the England squad. I don't think he will be. SG Man says we need a behind the scenes doc of the next year. That's a good idea, isn't it? It's a very good idea. It was an old town called Scone that was the old capital of Scotland, says Mackenzie Celtic. There we go. Kimmich on the edge of the box, goes wide to Lema. Elise, don't let him on his left foot. Good play by Mbappe. Oh, God, you've got to be careful there. Unknown name says Arsenal are doing their best to try and lose again. The thing about Real Madrid is, and not a lot of people know this, right? The thing about Real Madrid is that they can defend quite well. Like, they can lock out a team. Mbappe versus Vinicius Jr. for the closest CR7 inspiration. What's that mean, JBS? I don't know what that means. It's a lovely ball by Bellingham into Mbappe. Interesting ball. Good. I tell you what, they've played well tonight, Real Madrid. Good shot as well. Straight at the keeper from Valverde. OK says, congratulations on the deal, well deserved. How do you keep the fan voice alive in studio full of circus pundits? Don't let them sanitise the stand, Mark. I'll be absolutely fine, mate. Don't worry. Thanks for your message. Should Nico O'Reilly be England's starting left back, says Josh? I think I'd be happy with him or Lewis Hall, to be honest. I think they've both been very good this season. Arteta spitting. He's like Pep now. He likes Pep things now. Do you think Arteta studies Pep and goes, I just want to be like you? Oopie-doo, I want to be like you. Ooh, I want to talk like you, spit like you too. Real Madrid are sitting deeper and deeper now. And then they've got that pace on the break. Here's Musiala. Davies. It's a very congested penalty box. Elise. Oh, good shot. Just over the bar. I actually don't like the Jungle Book. I hate it. I never liked it as a kid. That's a corner, that is. Idris Elba was in that, wasn't he? The live action version. Wasn't he like the tiger? Come on, Bayern and Sporting. Just do it, says Rub. And if Kane wins the Champions League, does he deserve the Ballon d'Or? Well, he will do when England win the World Cup as well, yeah. Corner, Alphonso Davies, not a very good cross. Goes for the shot. Will you do a watch-along for the Old Firm game on the 10th of May? Rangers could seal the title if they win and results go their way, says Perth. I very much doubt it, if I'm being honest. Jumanji was my favourite movie growing up, says JBS. And what's your favourite Disney movie, Mark? Mine is this OG, Snow White. Yeah, Snow White was good. I actually quite like Lady and the Tramp as well. Capital of New Zealand, I reckon you'll get it wrong. Something town. Is it? Well, no, it might be Wellington actually. I reckon this is going to extra time, Bayern and Rail. I can't believe the referee hasn't... Bayern could have played there. I don't know what Rudiger's doing running out of position. They were never going to let that go, were they? Yeah, the ball was moving, to be fair. Ref got that right. Mark, if these are the standards of the teams Man United could play in the Champions League next year, we've got a mountain of work to do in the summer with transfers. Dino says, as an Arsenal fan, I hate this. We're not going to go out guns blazing. Rudiger got a yellow. Yeah, I don't mind having Arsenal in the background over there. I'm glad we didn't have to sit and watch that. Got nearly 20,000 watching. Please do subscribe. Absolute legends. Get involved with That's Football. That's a nice ball into the channel. And look at the pace of Mbappe. This is where Real Madrid can cause problems on the break. Queuing up there. Oh, I tell you what. If Madrid score next, I think they'll win it. Because they can just sit back. Great game. Now it's Diaz. On his own. Needs some support. A rare chance for Bayern there to break. Bergvall to United, says G. I mean, I would take him, but... T-Crow says, I've been listening to Enya all day. Caribbean Blue, Far and Away, Orinoco Flow, and there's another one. Good music. Name one player who ruined their career by joining the wrong team, says Hash. Calvin Phillips. I mean, he was doing well for Leeds. That's a good one, I think. Torres from Liverpool to Chelsea, yeah, but he was already very good at Liverpool. Calvin Phillips, I mean, that I know it's not fashionable, but that's a drop-off. You're playing for Leeds and England. Like, Calvin Phillips at Leeds breaks into the England team. Everyone wants to buy him. He goes to Man City and falls off a fucking cliff. Good question. Sheffield Wednesday, minus 15 points for next season. It's not looking good, says Benny. Why are they minus 15 points for next season as well? They get a points deduction every year. Must be horrible. Must be horrible being a fan of a club like that you love, and every season you're punished because of idiots who run your club. It's a bit like United. Mark, can I make a body pillow of you? Says Mikey. Oh, God. Kenneth says, rest in peace, Moya, her sister. I don't know what that's to do with Kenneth, but rest in peace. Yeah, I think we're definitely heading towards extra time here, Bayern and Real Madrid. Yeah, I think Mason Mount to Man United, but that's injury, isn't it? I think I'm talking about players that were good, went to a club, and it wasn't injury that ruined it. Oh, Kenneth says that's rest in peace to Moya, Enya's sister. I didn't know that had happened. Nice message, Kenneth. What a chance. Up Meccano, lovely cross. Heads it just wide. Danny Drinkwater's a good one. That was a lovely cross by Elise. Mbappe and Elise, pure class. Same with PSG's midfield. This is Tom. It's not Mason Mount. It's Money Mace, says Rub. Varane to United's a good one. Kylian Mbappe, General Kylian Mbappe, that is a very good one. 15 minutes to go. Sorry, I've just lost my live chat. It's back now. 10 minutes to go in the Emirates. 15 minutes to go in Munich. If it stays the same in these games, we'll have extra time in Munich and Arsenal will go through 1-0 on aggregate. It's like George Graham days. Here's Elise. He's going to shoot, you know. He's going to shoot. Oh, just over the bar again. Why they let him on his left foot, I do not know. I think Mendy needs to figure that one out pretty quick. Because he is lethal on that left foot cutting inside. Do you think Sporting deserve an equaliser? Only for the banter. I mean, Arsenal have been very boring to watch, but defensively pretty solid. I just can't believe we haven't had a goal in this second half after having 5 in the first. It's a funny old game. But in neither leg have Sporting been good run by Musiala. Camavinga will get booked for that. Bit of a silly foul. You don't want to be going down to 10 men if it's going to go to extra time. And it was a silly foul. I've just bought a 1997 Toyota and I'm buzzing, says Sam. Kane's in the box. He's not going to shoot, is he? Good tackle. I don't know why Kane didn't get the shot off there. Duran to Al Nazir. Now he's playing in Russia, says Nuclear. There, that was a little bit of a weird one. Atletico or Arsenal, Pol, says JBS. You are jinxing Arsenal a little bit because they're not there yet. Breaking the play here as Mbappe goes down. I don't know what he's done there. I don't know whether he's been landed on. Arsenal will finish without a single trophy, says Big Mike. %77% saying Atletico. Yeah, I think it'll be a tough game for Arsenal over 2 legs. They played each other in the league stage though, didn't they? And it was quite close. And then I think Arsenal scored a load of goals in the second half. It's a dangerous game for Bayern though, because the longer it goes on, Real Madrid are just defending and countering. And when you've got people like Vinny J and Mbappe to counter with, it's dangerous if you get in one-on-ones. Yeah, Arsenal won 4-0. That was a different Arsenal side, though. It's like saying Arsenal beat Bayern Munich. They did. But I think Arsenal were a different time, it's a different side in the first few months of the season to what they have been in this year. I think they've become more pragmatic and more defensive. Bayern much better passing accuracy than Madrid, says Marlowe. I think they have been the better side. They just can't get the goal. Can't wait for the part of the bus simulator. AFC Arsenal against Atletico, says Even Whelan. FA Cup on the 25th of April. And the 26th. They're both crap games, let's be honest. I've got no interest in it. FA Cup semi-finals and they're both crap. Leeds might beat Chelsea, to be fair, but Southampton City is boring. I'll say what I think, and I think it'll be boring. I'm sorry. Real Madrid's block here is very good, and they're struggling. Back post, keeper's going to get hold of that. God, sorry. Just been sent a message. Sporting still pushing. 5 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go here. Chris, thanks for the super chat. I've done a video on it. There's lots of comments on it. It's on the United stand. I'm not going to spend time going into it now. Oh, no. Mistake at the back. Vinny Jr. And you've got to be careful in the box there. Upamecano. He's done actually quite well, but I think Vinny will just fall for a foul here. No, takes the throw in. Marlowe says, Pol, Haaland, Mbappe or Dembele. Oh, thanks, Marlowe. I really can't be asked to do polls. I'm getting tired now. I'd actually like a late winner. What was it? Mbappe, Haaland, Dembele. just to go back to Chris's point, you get all the content you already get, and then there's going to be a load of extra stuff coming as well. I'm not surprised, but I am going to say I didn't expect Real Madrid. I didn't write Real Madrid off, but I didn't expect them to be able to come to Munich and win in 90 minutes. And you've got to respect that. And you've got to respect this obsession they have with the Champions League and this ability to raise their game every year at this stage of the year in the Champions League. There's no other club like them. Zuber says, Paul, get rid of the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. I'll do that in a minute. Who have you got if it goes to penalties? I don't know. I actually don't. I mean, that would be a very interesting penalty shootout. Just on Marlowe's post, 49% Mbappe, 26% Haaland and 25% Dembele. I'm going to run Zubir's poll now, which was get rid of FA Cup or Carabao Cup. I guarantee if this goes to extra time, it's going to end up... we'll get a goal very quickly in extra time, I think. Don't like Madrid, but this is impressive outing, says Sam. Dan says we'll never have his own show on the United Stand. Yeah, I'm not about to start announcing what the shows are going to be, mate. Red card, Camavinga! Oh my God! The reason I'm not going to announce them is because that's part of, like, the process of the next few weeks, isn't it? To announce what's coming. We've announced the deal, then we'll announce what's coming. Red card for Camavinga. He's only been on the pitch for 30 seconds. He hasn't. He's been on longer than that. He's not been on long, and he's had 2 yellow cards. And you know what? I've got to say, discipline. Discipline. You can't VAR review a second yellow card either. I haven't seen the second yellow, but, you know, the first one, he pulled him back. Discipline, you know? I haven't seen it. I can't comment. Some people are saying it was soft. Some people are saying it was the right decision. I tell you what, it's going to be very, very hard for Real Madrid to deal with this now. Oh God, that's soft. He carries the ball away. That is soft. That is soft. In a game of this magnitude, that is soft. Common sense there. I mean, look, he's let the game flow. He has let the game flow, the referee, but that's just ridiculous for me. He's basically carried the ball away a little bit, and he's been sent off for a second yellow. I'd be fuming. Imagine, well, I know this isn't the United Stand, but imagine if that's your team. Imagine if that's like United, and Bruno's on a second yellow and he just holds onto the ball for a bit and you're off in a bloody Champions League quarter-final. I remember when Nani got sent off in Sir Alex's last season in the Champions League against Real Madrid. Goal! Oh! Diaz! 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 What a goal! What a goal! We can talk about controversial red cards. I don't think they were going to stop that with 12 men on the pitch. That was absolutely brilliant, and that is what you get from this Bayern Munich side. If it's not Elise and it's not Kane, it's Luis Diaz this season. Liverpool didn't replace him. Mbappe's shaking his head. Vinicius Jr. is clapping somebody. I don't know why. I mean, that's just petulance. That's just, you know, I don't like that from Vinny. I like Vinny, but I think that's petulance. What's he clapping? Like, I genuinely don't think that that's got anything to do with the red card. I mean, that's a goal. Camavinga on the pitch doesn't make a difference. He's ran off 2 players and smacked it past 3. I mean, Camavinga up there doesn't stop that. It catches a bit of a deflection, to be fair. What a goal. What a goal. Who scored, Marge? Oh, you're being sarcastic. Ref destroyed the match. Never a yellow, says Roberto. Look, I completely agree. It was a very, very soft red card for Real Madrid. And we'll never know whether Camavinga on the pitch makes a difference. But it's not like it's like a overload and they're down to 10 men. That's a... Real Madrid have got the numbers there. Real Madrid have got the numbers to stop that goal. Are Arsenal through? Yeah, I'm not doing a match reaction on that. I mean, how can you do a match... I mean, Robbie may as well have the night off. How do you... AFTV can have the night off. How do you stand outside? Lee Judges is going to be going, how do I get angry about that? How do I get in Cecil's face about that? I mean, you may as well have the night off. Who cares? Absolutely shit. I'm not doing a match reaction for Arsenal. Never in a million years, mate. Well, it looks like we're going to get PSG against Bayern as a semi-final. Credit to Real Madrid. We'll never know how big that impact of that red card was. I do agree it was massively soft. On the other hand, I feel like Bayern Munich would have found a way eventually. They have been the better team. Not massively, but I think they have been the better team. Arsenal are through. It's almost an afterthought. Arteta's over the moon. Fucking hell. If anyone's suffering with insomnia, watch that Arsenal game back. That's why I feel tired. But in fairness, look, the yellow card, the red card only happened about 5 minutes ago. 70% possession for Bayern, 20 shots to 12, 8 on target to 5, 9 corners to 2, 634 passes to 280, 88% pass accuracy to 78. You can't actually argue that Bayern Munich deserved to go through. You can argue that the yellow card was soft, and you can definitely say the red card was soft, and you can definitely say that maybe Real Madrid might have found a way through on penalties or whatever. But in honesty, across both legs, it's been an absolutely brilliant game, and Real Madrid have played their part, and they deserve huge credit for what they do every year in the Champions League. But I do think Bayern Munich, if they make it through, have been the better side across both games, and I think we're in for a real treat. PSG against Bayern, I can't wait for that, and they will be at that semi-final is going to be incredible. Absolutely, I just cannot wait to watch what I believe are the 2 best teams, footballing teams in Europe. So make sure you tune in for that. On That's Football, we'll have both games as a watch-along, but Real Madrid might concede again here. No, it's gone behind Elise. What about Arsenal versus Kane in the final? Arsenal are very predictable without Odegaard, says Marla. When is Odegaard back? When is Saka back? And when is Timber back? Let me see if I can find out. Moreno, Odegaard, May, Saka potentially this weekend, Timber potentially this weekend, and Calafiori potentially this weekend. Xander says he hates Mark Goldbridge. Oh dear. It must be sad to live with hate. What? Why? I don't know why. I mean, Real Madrid fans, I think you've been brilliant. I just think across the tie, Bayern Munich deserve it, but it's been a brilliant advert for football. I know that doesn't help you out, and I do agree it was a soft red card. Elise, oh my fucking God. What a finish by Elise. What a finish by Elise that is. I told you don't let him on his left foot. That is just quality. France are going to be scary in this World Cup. I mean, they're going to be scary. They've got arguably the best player in the world in Elise. Oh, they've just gone to Thogden in the bloody crowd. That's ruined it. No, it's all right. I like Thogden. You've got Elise, probably one of the best players in the world. You've got Mbappe, one of the best players in the world. You've got Dembele, one of the best players in the world. They're going to be... France are going to be scary in this World Cup. Absolutely scary. And I'm so pleased for Elise because we saw him at Palace. And it's not... Palace is not a fashionable club, is it? What are Real Madrid doing here? This is poor. I do not like this. Mbappe needs to stop them. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. You've got to try and keep your... Yeah. Yeah. Kylian Mbappe showing a bit of class, shaking hands with people. It's not, yeah, you need to control your players. I know it's frustrating, but it's... Yeah. Galea got a red. Vinny was clapping in his face. You know, I understand the emotion, but you're not going to do yourself any favours, you know? You're not going to do yourself any favours. It's not a good look. But look, what I would say is, what a game of football. 4-3 on the night. 6-5 on aggregate. 11 goals. Real Madrid, credit to them. I didn't think they'd be able to do that. They did brilliantly in the first half. Second half, I think they were getting tired. And I think, you know, as much as it's a soft yellow card to make it a red for Camavinga, he's got to be a little bit more disciplined on a yellow card. There is a responsibility on the player. If I'm Arbeloa in the dressing room, I am taking Camavinga aside and saying, mate, you're on a yellow card really quickly. I've sent you onto that pitch to do a job for me. And that yellow card, you've then got to just stay out of trouble. And you've done, you know, the referee is an idiot, but you've given him a chance to do something stupid, you know? But yeah, I think it's soft. I thought Real Madrid played really well, but I just think Bayern Munich are better this year. And Real Madrid have been better in many years. I look back to that Real Madrid side the year before they bought Mbappe, Bellingham as a 10, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo. That team looked like it was going to dominate for years. So it just shows you how things change. But as soon as that red card happened, if I was Real Madrid, I don't think you were going to get through extra time anyway. Look, they scored 2 goals in 5 minutes when you went down to 10 men. But I can't wait for the semi-final. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be so good. I'm not talking about Arsenal Atletico either. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a great final. And I'm very excited. Sorry, a great semi-final. Maybe it should be the final, but that's not the way the draw is going to go. As for Arsenal, I can't do a match reaction. It was boring. And if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be a little bit worried about what you're going to do on Sunday. Because if you go to the Etihad and play like that and you get beat, you deserve not to win the league. Robert says, everyone's sleeping on Arsenal. Literally. Yeah, we're all catching Z's. I just want to say, on a personal note, for the community, for the channel, I'm so pleased tonight. We've been hovering around 20,000 people watching, but we've been watching Real Madrid against Bayern Munich. We've watched an amazing game of football, one of the best games I've seen across 2 legs this season. And predominantly, this channel is Premier League and watching Premier League teams in the Champions League. And whilst we do hit 20, 25,000 people watching, to do it for Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, I think is just a brilliant achievement. And applause to all of you lot, that I think it just shows where we're tired of the Premier League. Like, the Premier League is so dull and boring. Corners, long throw-ins, stop-starts. I think people are, there'll be like, if 20,000 people are watching it here, imagine how many people are watching it on TNT and what like that. There'll be loads of people who watched Bayern Munich Real Madrid tonight instead of watching Arsenal. And that's nothing against Arsenal. It's just that style of football is boring, and that's why we love football. So, fair play, well done. I think that... and look, the referee gave a soft red card, but he did let the game flow. And I think the PGMOL need to learn from the Champions League, the Bundesliga, La Liga, etc., because they are incredible to watch. Yeah, incredible to watch. Thanks everyone for watching. I will speak to you on the next one. We'll have some content for you tomorrow. We've got Premier League predictions on Friday. We've got Bundesliga live footage on Friday. We've got Champions League watch. We've got games at the weekend as well. So yeah, loads and loads to get into. Please do subscribe on the way out as well. There's a video up on the United stand if you missed that earlier about Nagelsmann, Enrique being Man United managers. We're 10 subscribers away actually from 468,000. So please click that button on the way out. Stay safe, take care. Great show tonight. Absolutely loved it. Can't wait for the next round. Speak to you all in a bit.